Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing a GMC Sierra Pro. This is basically the work truck GMC Sierra. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Center GMC here in North Salt Lake for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo diesel 6.6 liter V8 known as the Duramax that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 470 horsepower and then 975 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it kind of raises up towards the center and has a lot of very square lines, so it gives it a boxier look. And then the Pro still gets these really nice LED lights, which I think is really cool. It's got a little 2500 badge down below, and then you can see the grille is darker with coloration, but notice the bumper is chrome, which holds up better over time. And putting it all together for a work truck, it looks really good. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 70, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, again, a little bit more basic. Again, this is a work truck at the end of the day. We have the off-road shocks with this one, it looks like, which is cool. And then look at the fender flares here. We also have our Sierra HD badge and then our Duramax badge as well. And then you can see this one has the smaller cab and got the bumper step, or the bedside step rather. Whoops. Anyways, here is our full side view with this GMC Sierra Pro. And then taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, tailgate drop down, and then the GMC logo on the back. And speaking of the back, here's a quick look at the tailgate, and no extra cost for the gloves in the bed. I don't know why those are there, but they're there. You do have LED bed lights here, and you got all the plugins and everything for the fifth wheel setup, and then we do have a full power outlet as well. And this bed looks to be about 8 feet in length, if I were a guesser. Anyways, lifting this up, it's light. Now this does have the more baseline taillights, no X31 off-road, so yeah, it does have the off-road shocks. And you guys can see the bumper step, the real bumper step. Parking sensors here at the bottom. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks here with the GMC Sierra Pro. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see more basic material use. Again, this is a work truck at the end of the day, but we do have quite a bit of storage down below. And then we've got these cloth seats here with this truck. And then you do have under seat storage, and it actually has a 60-40 split. And then legroom back here is really good. We also have a little storage pocket. We got some vents down below, and then headroom, solid. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see with the material use, just like the back, all of our window controls. Front one is automatic for the driver. And then we do have power folding mirrors. You got your door lock and unlock, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors themselves. And then for those of you wondering, we've got 3,369 pounds of payload, and then 17,600 pounds of towing. And then here's the front seat. So you can see again, cloth here, manually adjustable. Got our parking brake here. We've got our light controls as well. And then you guys can see with the cargo light. And then we do have a tow haul mode. We also have our driveline select, so 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, and then 4-wheel low. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see we've got our cruise control, and yeah, that's about it. Everything else, non-existent. Anyways, we do have the turn signal windshield wiper stock there, and then we got a good old-fashioned column shifter, plus and minus, so you can shift the gears yourself. And then this comes with a mostly analog gauge cluster. You got this little dial here that you can twist to go through the different menus, which is definitely a nice thing to have. In reverse, you do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and resolution with it's pretty good. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, it is a touchscreen, and it actually does respond pretty quickly. You do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, some physical buttons there at the bottom. And then down below that, we've got analog climate controls. Got this for your diesel exhaust brake, lane departure, parking sensors, tailgate drop down, hazard lights, stability control, and then your hill descent control, trailer brake controls as well. And you guys can see all the charging ports right here. And then this one does have a bench seat, so it really is like a work truck setup. You can see under seat storage, and then it does have the double glove box setup as well, so it's a nice feature. And then it looks like, yeah, the rear glass is fixed. So 2024 2500 double cab Pro, base MSRP 50,300, total MSRP after all options 66,780, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, and throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off in the Pro. This definitely is like giving me Silverado work truck vibes. I mean, it's basically what the Pro is. It just has the GMC styling on it. And so I guess that I'll try to explain this truck, because I do think it's a little bit strange with, I guess, GMC's branding versus Chevy's branding. But let's talk about how it drives first, and then we'll get into the branding stuff, I suppose. So first off, really good torque out of the Duramax per usual. Yeah, that's great. Now, being an HD truck, ride quality is going to be a little bit rougher. Also, this road's super beat up. It's got potholes and everything. But, you know, the independent front suspension does help out quite a bit with the turn-in, but then also with the ride as well. Well, turning rate is still an HD truck, but getting acceleration here again. I love this engine so much. It's super smooth. And the power feels usable. I've reviewed the new Power Stroke quite a few times, and it's really fun, and it definitely does feel punchier than this, but it's almost unusable with the power, at least when you're not towing, because it just spins the tires, right? So you're just burning rubber more than anything else. Whereas this, it feels fast, but then it puts it down. And the biggest thing for me is this is smooth. It's really smooth with the transmission and with how just the engine delivers power. So that'll get me into talking about the work truckness of this. So Chevy is supposed to be like, well, Chevy's a lot of things, right? Sporty brand, right? That's where you have like Camaro, Corvette, that you don't have in the other GM brands. So it's got like the sportiness to it. And then it also has like the more affordable part of it, right? It's GM's most affordable brand with a lot of the product. So, you know, when you, again, that's why literally Chevy has a package called the WT, the work truck package, for the trucks, so that it explains what it does. Now, GMC, business grade, right? This is supposed to be not quite luxury like Cadillac, but more on the like rugged luxury, I think is a good way to look at GMC. So with this being a work truck in that brand, it is kind of confusing, because you are paying a little bit of a premium for a more, not a huge premium, but a little bit of a premium for the more premium brand, but you're still getting all the same work truck stuff you get in a Silverado work truck. So it's definitely an interesting situation, I would say. But, you know, overall, I think that the truck drives well, and it's not, again, it's not like it's a huge price difference between this and a Silverado work truck with similar options. So it's not like, yeah, it's not like you're paying a huge price premium for it or anything. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that with the GMC work truck. Do you think it makes sense? I think it can make quite a bit of sense, because the way that I see it is, if you're like a business owner and you, let's say that your personal vehicle, I don't know, is like an AT4X, for example, because a lot of business owners, right, they'll get themselves a more loaded up truck like that. And so you're in the GMC dealership all the time because you're buying yourself new trucks all the time. Again, I see this all the time here in Utah with business owners. So you get yourself an AT4X, and so it's like, instead of having to go to the Chevy dealership to then buy stuff, you can just buy all your trucks from the same dealership. So I could see it working that way, and the dealership kind of giving, I know that's the way that I see it, kind of from a business perspective. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Pro, and let me know if you get this or if you'd go for the Silverado work truck. I do think this looks quite a bit better, just my personal opinion, than the